Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to Fade to Black Cinema. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here for a weekly movie TV series review. And Leisha referenced a series that she was watching in between it and said, no, you're going to have to watch this damn show. So it's a Netflix show that was based on real events called Unbelievable. And it's basically an unbelievable story of rape. It was based on a 2015 ProPublica article. Was basically about a young girl that was raped, and the police actually coerced her to recant her statement about the rape. And the biggest story is this young girl, she was in her early teens, went through foster homes and was pretty much abused back and forth. And her foster moms, it was a couple of them, just seen her as a troubled child. But she was raped from this guy with, he had like a routine. But based on the conversation from the foster mothers, what happened was they talked to the police, and the police just forced her into, hey, recant your story. But the bigger story behind that is not just that, but the fact was the person that raped her became a serial killer. So he went from state to state, actually raping women in the same manner and just getting bolder and bolder and bolder. But they never actually realized that it started from this one incident that happened to this young girl. She was 18 years old, Mary Adler. The way that she was psychologically, physically, and emotionally abused by accepting a rape that she said didn't happen because she just didn't trust what society was doing to her, being a foster child and abused, and the things that she did. She just didn't trust them, so she just pretty much gave up. But it's began to ruin her life even after that. But the story jumps into a rape that happened in another state by two detectives. So one of the detectives in Colorado, Stacy Galbraith, was investigating a rape in another area. And then there was another one, Detective Grace Rasmussen, and she was in, Westminster Police Department. And this was back in like 2012, 2013. And they were investigating two separate cases, but somehow they were able to tie some similarities together. So they started working on the case, and they were two different personalities. And these women, even the acting of the women that played the police, they were very good. They played off each other with their different type of personalities so well, but they got together because the main purpose was to find the killer. And they were two really different type of women, and it made it so exciting. So as this was building up, you see that the young girl, that after she recanted that she was raped, the actual system prosecuted her for a false, what do they call them when it's a false confession or something. But they actually charged her and tried to put her in jail. Even after the fact that they knew that this young girl had problems because she's a foster child and went through so much. They disregarded all of that. They just said she lied and let's try to get our money back from her. So even when they did find the killer, fast forward, she had to pay $500 to get a lawyer. And then the lawyer was saying, look, we can put you on probation. They normally never do something like that. But when stuff started coming out, they gave her a check for $500. And she was like, I don't have anything anyway, so this is just $500. I might as well just deal with it. But someone said, nope, you better sue the city. And that's what she did. And she deserved every penny of all the extras that came from that. But it showed that portion of the life and how devastating that was for her. And I was kind of like, wow, this was really intense. And you was so angry how they treated this young girl. And come to find out, if they would have finished investigating this, because he left all types of stuff around for them to find him. But if they would have caught him then, these other women would not have been raped. And these were different races, different ages, different all types of things. And this guy was just crazy. And the family knew there was something wrong with him, but they didn't know he was doing things like that. But this was a really, really intense movie that gets you angry that the system really abused the victims without actually being thorough about it. It was rated really high, I think a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes, and very, very good reviews on it. I was like intrigued by just watching it and how the system, and when you realize something like this is happening and they make a movie, you kind of like, wow, that was kind of messed up. But then you let it go because they're just depicting something that could have happened or may have happened under certain circumstances. But they took this, this ProPublica article and made it a miniseries on Netflix. And it just really got to you emotionally because it was real. And even they could have exaggerated certain things with the young girl. But overall, this guy was getting away with it. And he was just jumping in his truck and going from one portion to another. And when they finally found him, there was everything there. Everything was there to say, yep, this is the guy. He done all of that. And you look at it and go, how does the system do that? How does that really, really happen? And it was really devastating to have a young child or a young adult go through this and made to feel that, she can never, never be able to do better because the system will always be against her. But very, very good acting on there, especially by the two detectives. The young girl, she played amazing. She did. She tried to get out. She was sitting with psychiatrists and counselors and had to go through a whole lot of stuff that really she shouldn't have had to go through it. And it was a very, very intense miniseries, but really worth seeing. Check it out. A lot of these crime dramas are coming up, and the thing is, some of them are based on true stories, so it makes it a lot more interesting to see that, wow, how could something like this really, really happen, and how could we work to make sure it doesn't happen again? So made it really, really interesting. But anywho, Michael, your bougie black brother. See us every Wednesday on Fade to Black Cinema, and we will talk about movies. We got a couple of movies coming up with me and Alicia, but I wanted to get these TV series out of the way, and we'll talk through a lot of those. I got a couple more. There's a TV series about superheroes. That was another comic book that I would like to go through, and a couple of other ones as well. So, thank you very much. Find us on Fade to Black Cinema on all podcast download, or bougieblackbrother.com or Bougie Black Brother Network on YouTube. So check us out. We have a lot of different things that we've going on. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next Wednesday on Fade to Black Cinema. Later.